Welcome to the Trainer Talk, where we discuss topics related to health and fitness to help you gain back control of your health and fitness and become the absolute best version of yourself physically and mentally. Enjoy. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Trainer Talk. Bethany is back from vacation.
I'm back.
Therefore, we're going to be talking about how to kind of stay on track with your nutrition and your fitness while you're traveling on vacation. One thing we want to point out is you should enjoy yourself on vacation. We don't expect you to stick 100% to the same regimen that you were doing in the gym, but we also don't want to go completely off the rails and kind of ruin some of that progress and come back, having to undo a bunch of work. So how can we kind of at least maintain or stay on track while still enjoying vacation? So Bethany, if you want to start with kind of what you did, because you were gone from Thursday to Sunday, right? Did you get any exercise in? What did your nutrition look like? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Which I did want to point out that when you mentioned focus on maintenance, still enjoy yourself, that's basically what you should do. That's what I did. Was I've been tracking calories for a while and everything like that. And so basically what I did was I just bumped everything up to maintenance. So in that way I wasn't trying to still lose weight or lose body fat while I was on vacation. It's okay if you have a little bit more of a fun meal here or there. You're not super worried about everything. I actually didn't even track because in my head I knew what I was eating and making sure that most of my meals were still focused around protein and getting lots of fruits and vegetables in. As far as when I first left, at the airport, there's Chick-fil-A. I went to Chick-fil-A. I got the diet lemonade and then the 12 count of the grilled nuggets, which is 40 grams protein. So the biggest thing was getting in extra protein earlier in the day. So that way, when you go out at night, for dinner or something, then you don't have to worry so much about meeting your protein intake.
Plus, it probably helped keep you fuller longer.
Yeah.
Because protein's going to be more satiating.
Yeah, for sure. And then for on the plane, Spirit doesn't give you any food. So I got the jerky and then I got a protein bar, 1 or 2 protein bars, and then just a diet soda just to have something. So I did have a little snack on the plane. I think I might have got a little fruit cup too.
Did you get those little airplane crackers?
No, they don't give you anything unless you pay.
Spirit?
I was cheap. Well, buying that at the airport was probably not the best choice. So I probably should have packed it beforehand. Bought it cheaper and then just packed the jerky and the protein bars and whatnot and taken that with me just to get that extra protein in, have that snack during the flight so you're not starving when you get off the plane. And then you also keep your energy levels up and everything like that. Trying to get in as much water, hydration that you can. It's kind of hard when you're moving around or in a different spot, especially on travel days. You don't want to drink too much water so that way you're peeing all the time. So just kind of keeping that balanced and in mind. I didn't have any alcoholic drinks while I was there. Yeah, because I was still technically kind of doing 75 hard at that point, but I was more focused on trying to get some sort of movement or workout in. I had a bunch of time at the airport, so I walked up and down the terminal a little bit to get some extra steps in. And then working out down there, went to an LA Fitness, just trying something different or just going to a new environment, trying a different class or different gym, just to switch things up, keep it kind of interesting. That would be a good recommendation for exercise while you're on vacation, besides just walking around.
Yeah. Even if you're going somewhere where you're going to the beach and stuff like that, getting out on the beach and walking the beach and stuff like that. That's what I like to do when I'm on vacation. Is just getting outside. When Katie and I were in Aruba, we would walk. There was a path, a brick wall, you could walk for a couple miles along the beach, down the sidewalks, and there's little stores and all that kind of stuff. So keep in mind that, even though you're not maybe you don't get a workout in, if you're walking a ton, that's super beneficial for you, especially if you're outside too, getting that vitamin D. That's going to be really, really beneficial to help keep you on track.
And depending on where you're going, when I went to Arizona, there's a ton of hiking trails there all over the place. So that's a perfect opportunity too. Yeah. And one of my favorite things to do when I'm on vacation, no matter where I'm at, whether it's in the city or out, more in like the desert area, Arizona, where there's not a lot of buildings around. Like I'll go for a run and just explore. And that's just like it's the best way to find new things, find the best spots to eat. You know what I mean? Meet new people, go to local shops, things like that. Just on your run.
That's something that you can do as well, is like look ahead for wherever you're wanting to go for like a vacation and see kind of like, okay, what restaurants are around the area? Is there any like fun activities that we could do as a family that are kind of more active, like going for a hike, or maybe you rent bikes and you ride around, maybe there's some scenic areas that you could go and explore, kind of like what you had said. Maybe it's like kayaking or something like that. Like, so there's always stuff that you can still do as a family that are fun, but that would be a little bit more active, get you outside, get you moving.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. It's just like, keep it moving without like actual intentional exercise is really, really good. But there is like walking around shops or walking around the town or something like that. And then another thing would be like, if you do find a gym or something, like you don't need to go super hard, super intense or anything. Like get enough, like you don't want to be sore for the rest of your trip. Like do enough to like, you got a good workout in, like have fun with it, like do something a little bit different. And then one tip especially is like for sleep. When you go to a new place, it takes you like 3 days to adjust. And so when it comes to sleep anyways. So your first night, you actually don't get into deep sleep because your brain's more alert since it's a different environment. And so it's more like aware for like threats and stuff. So you're not able to get into those deeper stages of sleep. So you don't sleep very well your first night. You maybe sleep a little bit better the second night. And then I felt it specifically like my third night, I slept great. And I could tell that I like got a lot deeper sleep. And it wasn't even that I did anything different throughout the day, didn't take any different supplements or anything like that. But one thing would be melatonin, just to like help you fall asleep or wind down a little bit faster, or some other sleep supplement those first few nights just to get your body used to it, would really help, because if you get better sleep, you're going to make better nutritional choices throughout the day. You'll have more energy for, going out and doing things, and you won't feel like you have to like eat to compensate or like drink a bunch of caffeine to compensate either.
Would you also say probably to like start your day with like a high protein meal? That way you're a little bit more satiated, and kind of like what you did with Chick-fil-A, like you got the grilled chicken basically to help kind of hold you over starting with protein. And then you'll have a little bit less likely to want to snack and kind of mindlessly eat. Plus you're just getting more protein in, so that's going to help, maintain the muscle, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Was like, we stopped at a grocery store. We stopped at Publix, because if you're in Florida, you got to stop at Publix. Got some groceries, and also did some shopping at Target the next day too, to get some groceries and some, healthier options to eat for breakfast, for lunches, things like that. Like the prepackaged salad mixes, like it doesn't take any prep work. You can just throw it together. And I did buy a different dressing, because the dressing that comes with it is like a ton of extra calories. So I just bought a different salad dressing, and like luckily I was staying with friends, so I could just leave whatever extra stuff that was left over. And then I got a bagel, Dave's Killer Bread bagels, because I don't know, I don't have them regularly, so that was like a vacation treat, was like these higher fiber bagels. And that's one thing you don't get a lot on vacation is fiber. So focusing on that too. So I had like bananas, apples, berries, some little like cucumbers, just as like, okay, for breakfast, have the fruit, I did eggs, like scrambled eggs or fried eggs in the morning with the bagel. And so I got a decent amount of healthy carbohydrates with fiber, the protein, healthy fats, and then a little bit of like fresh, fruits with coffee. And that was like my morning kind of start to the day. And then I bought some like Greek yogurts for snacks later at the night. If I knew, okay, maybe we go out and I'm still hungry later, or I need a little extra protein, I can have a little bit of the like Oikos non-fat Greek yogurt, get a little bump in the protein. When I did go out though, trying whatever is like special for that area, right? So I did the fresh fish, whatever the fresh catch was. So it was a grouper, and then that plus rice and vegetables was like my dinner. one of the nights. But then I also had calamari, which is deep fried squid. Yeah, I think.
Squid or octopus, one of the two.
Yeah, one of them.
I can't
One of the
remember.
tentacles.
Yeah.
But yeah, so deep fried tentacles was the appetizer, and then I had like a healthier dinner. So like that was kind of balanced.
Yeah.
And then the other night we had authentic Mexican, which is lots of oils, lots of dairy, lots of like high fat. And so my stomach was not very happy with me after that. It felt like there was like a rock in there just because my body's not used to it. So that's another thing to be careful of is if you do eat something different than what you're used to, be prepared that you're probably not going to feel the best right after you eat it, especially if you eat a lot. So keeping most of your day pretty similar to what you usually eat, and then having like maybe one meal that's kind of off, that kind of helps to just like keep everything in balance so you don't feel like garbage the whole time.
That's exactly what I did. Is like go grocery shopping, and I got the foods that I usually eat throughout a normal day, right? Like just for a week. Like if you're going to be there for a few days, you're probably not going to go grocery shopping, but if you're there for a while, you will. Then I tried to stick to my normal routine, like food-wise. Like I'll have my eggs, my toast, and bacon or something in the morning like that. And then, kind of like you said, we usually did one meal a day where we go out and we try something new.
Yeah.
And whatever it is at a local restaurant, try the local cuisine. So I kind of like gave myself permission, one meal a day, try something that I would not be able to get here,
Right.
Yeah, because you just went out to Arizona, a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, that was
a month ago.
Yeah.
Yep. How many times did you exercise? I mean, you kind of did something every day, right?
Yeah. It was probably like 4. I think we were gone for 6 days and I exercised 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was hiking, maybe going for a walk or a run.
Yeah. Well, I went to the gym 4 days.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Which was actually more than I was planning on. But, I mean, worked out good, well. And then we, like, pretty much every day we went on at least an hour hike through. I mean, there's some pretty good elevation change in Arizona, too. So we went on a lot of hikes. And I kind of told myself before I left, like, maybe 2 or 3 days. If I'm gone for a week, maybe 2 or 3 days of going to the gym, and that's going to be fine. Like, that's going to be enough to maintain.
Yeah.
And even if on the days where I don't go to the gym, if I just do, like, push-ups, sit-ups, and air squats, it doesn't take a ton of work or a ton of time to maintain the muscle that you have, especially if it's just for that you're gone for that short period of time.
Yeah. Well, I tell a lot of athletes, so just to kind of like give some perspective, like let's say an athlete's training 5 days a week off season for the season. I try to tell a lot of the athletes that come here, like, hey, if you can at least make it to the gym 1 or 2 days, and you can even cut back the volume, but if you're still lifting with the weight, like heavy weights, just not so much where you're going to be beat up and sore from it, you can maintain that strength all season. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't take much to maintain once you get there. So for somebody that's maybe working out regularly 3 days a week or 4 days a week here at the gym, like if you go on a vacation, if you get 1 or 2 strength training sessions in, if you're gone for like a week plus, you're going to be able to maintain all that strength, and then you won't come back feeling like, oh man, I feel like I lost, not necessarily losing all your muscle, but you do feel a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
So, even if like when I went on vacation to Arizona, we woke up as a group the one morning, first thing in the morning, like 5:30, 6 a.m. And we went and did that half hour, like isometric full body workout. That was just awful, but it felt great. Like we got our strength training in, felt really good for the rest of the day. So for those people that are, got a busy day ahead of them, obviously they're on vacation, they probably have family. First thing you should do is like go to the hotel gym, before everybody gets up, or maybe there's a local gym that you can just get an Uber to or something. Or like you said, it's just doing some body weight stuff, like doing some sit-ups, some push-ups, some air squats, maybe some burpees or lunges. Like you can get a great workout in literally 10 minutes to kickstart your day. And you don't have to do it every day. You just do it a couple times, just to get some movement in. And you're going to come back home feeling way better to get back into the gym than if you just completely blew off the whole week.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you peace of mind too, or at least for me.
Yeah.
Like because I'm out, something I'm doing every day is working out, and if I just go a week without it, it's like something's missing. So I don't know. I just felt better throughout the day, like more comfortable. I guess I wasn't thinking about it because I got it done.
you know?
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's like one of those things where it's not something that we necessarily even had to do because I was only gone for 4 days. Like I left Thursday, came back on Sunday. So really, I could have taken that whole time off, not worked out, like ate halfway decent, been completely fine. But for me, it's like it is just such part of my routine, and I like it, and I like to like just go to the gym and like do something different. And we did upper body day on Friday, and then we did leg day on Saturday. And my hamstrings were still sore until yesterday from that leg day, and I didn't even try that hard. So like it was just, it gives you that little boost of energy, and like you feel good, and especially because like I went, it was like we did like a partner workout, like just like switch back and forth on certain machines that we did or exercises, and it was a lot more fun. It was not just like, okay, I'm serious in the gym training by myself, like
a little more laid back.
Yeah, it was more laid back. Like it was a social aspect, but then also like something that was going to be promoting the health too. So having that in mind of like, if it's going to help your mentality, I guess, like I think it would be worth it. But if you end up stressing about it of like, I got to wake up at 6 a.m. to go get my workout in before we go out for the rest of the day with the family, it's like, don't worry about it. Like you don't want it to take away from your experience on the trip. I think that's a really huge thing. And like letting yourself sleep in if you really need it. Like if you're out late the night before. Don't be like, okay, I got to get up at 6 to get my workout in. It's like, no, sleep in till 9. Like, I didn't set an alarm the whole time, and it was so nice. Getting back to 5 a.m. wake up still was pretty hard after sleeping until 9, 3 days in a row. But like, just kind of let your body relax, let your mind relax. Like, if the working out is relaxing for you or helps you, go. Like, good for it. Like, go do it. But otherwise, it's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to add to that is like, you got to plan. Most people plan vacation like upwards of a year in advance sometimes. It's like, okay, we're going to save up money and we're going to go on this trip, next April or whatever. It's spring break every year. A lot of parents take their whole family on vacation. It's like, you plan for that single trip for a week. And you want to enjoy the vacation, right? So like what you had mentioned when you got the Mexican, like you felt kind of crappy after you had all that dairy, the grease, all that stuff. Like you felt like crap. So it's like, if you spend all the money, you invest all the time, you travel, you got this week vacation where you're supposed to be enjoying it, by eating a little bit healthier and getting some movement and exercise in, you're actually going to have more energy and less stress to enjoy the actual vacation is the way I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Whereas like, are you going there to enjoy the vacation or are you going there to eat a bunch of unhealthy, crappy food? Like what's your goal here? Because you can get unhealthy, crappy food anywhere. Don't just go there for the food and drinks. Like go there to experience the vacation and have a good time. Like, and there's a balance of that, obviously. Like you can't just have 3 meals a day, garbage meals and a bunch of drinks. Like you're going to feel like crap eventually, after a couple of days of that. So for me, I want to enjoy the vacation. Like, me and Katie, when we went to Aruba, like I wanted to enjoy this. Probably never going to go back there, for a long time if we ever do. So it's like, I want to make some memories and we went scuba dive or the snorkeling and we did the excavations and stuff like that, or excursions. But, if we like just the moment we woke up, drank and ate the crap, we probably wouldn't have enjoyed it nearly as much. That's kind of like what we want to get across is enjoy yourself, but also have, a good time and do things to experience the vacation. And you don't have to be perfect. It's just like, how can we get a little bit better quality food in? How can we move our bodies unintentionally, like going for walks, doing excursions, whatever it is, with the family. And I think everybody will have a better experience that way. But that's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I agree, for sure.
Yeah, because you also want to like feel good on the vacation too.
Well, exactly.
Especially if you've been like, okay, maybe you've been like super hardcore in the gym. You're like, okay, we got the spring break trip where, you want to look good or you want to feel good and stuff like that. If you eat a bunch of garbage, you're going to feel bloated. You're going to look bloated. It's not going to be as fun. So like that's part of maintaining those healthy habits is like still looking and feeling as good as you did like beforehand. That's a big thing. And then the other thing that I want to touch on is like after you get back from vacation, like if you're somebody who gets worked up over the weight on the scale, I wouldn't step on the scale right away. I would give it a week or two. for me, I was just curious because I know I ate like at my maintenance. Like I can estimate calories and portion sizes really well. I know I didn't overeat excessively, just only at like one meal, and wasn't even that excessive. And like my weight was still up like 4 pounds. And I was like, okay, I know I didn't overeat by that many, like thousands and thousands of calories. So it's just like water weight.
Yep.
So stress from traveling, just from different foods. It's just kind of a water retention thing that happens when your body's not used to the environment, when you're not sleeping quite as well. So I figured it was going to be, a couple of pounds up, but not like 4 pounds. I was like, oh, that's definitely a lot more than I was expecting. And I didn't even drink.
Yeah.
Like if I would have drank alcohol too, it would have been probably even worse. Yeah. And so you don't want it to like, you weigh yourself when you get back and you like freak out that, oh my gosh, I ruined all my progress while I was gone.
It's not like you gained 10 pounds of pure body fat.
Right.
Like 80% of that, 90% is going to be water.
Yeah. And it's like once you just get back into your normal routine, like get back into that as fast as you can once you get back, like right back into your same diet routine, your same workout routine, and like within a week or two, like you'll be back to normal.
Yep. And what people don't realize is that your weight can fluctuate 2 to 5 pounds a day. Like when I wake up, I could be 192, and then by the end of the day, I could be 196 just based on the food and drinks that I had. And that's all healthy stuff. So it's like, it would take so many thousands of calories to actually put on a bunch of weight, and it takes time to store as body fat. It's not like you just gain body fat as soon as it goes in your mouth.
Yeah. 1 pound of body fat is 3,500 calories estimated. So like if you gained 3 pounds on the scale, doesn't mean that you ate, 10,500 calories. Yeah. It's like if you did, then okay, it probably makes sense why that scale's up. Yeah. But it's like if you were like eating around normally what you did, maybe a little bit more, and don't freak out about the scale fluctuations. That's just kind of normal what your body does, and it'll go through a process. And
so wait a week is basically the
I would say wait a week. Wait a week to weigh yourself. Like just get back into your routine. Like have some normal meals, and drink lots of water, get your workouts in, and then you'll be like back to normal pretty much.
And let's say you eat pretty healthy, like besides maybe a meal a day on vacation, but you don't work out at all. Yeah, you might lose a little bit of muscle, but it's not the end of the world. Like it's your fitness and where you're at now has been the sum of, since you've started, the years, maybe months to years that you've been working out. And then after that too, 1 week is not going to.
No, you probably won't lose any. You'd probably just like maintain and you just wouldn't grow any.
People confuse like they feel weaker with muscle loss when it's just because you haven't worked out in a week. It's not actually that you're weaker. It's just
that's just a neurological.
It's neurological. Like when bodybuilders work out 5-6 days a week and they have that hypertrophy, like the blood flow and the pump. When they go a week without doing that, they look kind of more deflated. It's just because the blood flow is not there. Yeah. It's not because they got smaller. Yeah. They just don't have that pump every day, right? So it's kind of that combination, it's neuromuscular, just the feeling that you're having, the blood pump, But so like I guess as far as tips go, like my tip, just to kind of recap everything, what I do when I'm traveling is I will actually pack like RX bars, some like little nut packs, stuff like that in my carry-on. That way I've got the snacks available, kind of like what you did, like you had jerky, some protein bars. Yeah. Have some healthier options available that you can actually take on a carry-on with you or put in your bag. That way you're not so prone to go and get something from the airport that might be a little bit less healthy, right?
Yeah, that's what I do too. I packed a box of RX bars.
Yep. So I like doing that. Kind of start your day with protein, with a good healthy meal. I would say that's probably the easiest thing to do is like start with a good meal, and then like you can, even if you go out to dinner and kind of get whatever you want, like you can still choose a protein and a vegetable for 2 of the items of your meal. And then, if you had a carb with that, and then maybe you get dessert. So it's like, okay, you had a decent meal, you can afford to have that dessert and enjoy it.
Usually when you go out for like to a local restaurant, they usually have some pretty healthy options, right? Yeah. So when you I want to try some local cuisine, I want to try some like food, that's original to around here. You're usually not going for like, the world's famous corn dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to try like
Right.
the group, like fish, local fish.
Yeah.
Fresh fish. It's like
Yep.
that with the
Yeah.
rice. They did. Oh, actually, they did make it like a butter cream sauce with it's like blue Caraco, like some sort of like I think that's alcohol actually, but they made some sort of like a butter with it, so it was blue. It was kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah, like you said, you can find some healthier options from restaurants, even if you're like, say you're at a hotel and you don't have much like refrigerator space for that. Yeah, like make your first 2 meals like healthy, balanced meals, and then like save the like more like junkier meal for later in the day, because then you don't feel like garbage the rest of the day. Like if I started my day with a like really high fat, like high calorie
let's think
dense
about
meal.
let's think about what's the typical breakfast American diet. It's all carbs.
Yeah,
So
carbs and
if you
sugars.
got it at the hotel, you go down there. What are they going to have? Waffles or pancakes? A bunch of cereals, a bunch of bagels, a bunch of muffins. Literally
Sugary coffees.
nothing but sugar.
Yeah.
Nothing but carbs.
Juice.
So if they've got eggs and sausage and bacon, probably would start with that area. Even though it's a little bit fattier and stuff.
Yeah.
You're not gonna crave sugar all day long and have that crash immediately after breakfast.
Yeah.
So, just be cautious of that. Like, even when people say like, oh, I'm eating like, whole wheat bagels or whole wheat bread, stuff like that. If you're not pairing that with any protein, you're still just having carbs. It's just going to make you hungrier for carbs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The biggest thing to focus on is just the protein, and then getting in like as much fresh fruits or vegetables as you can get.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to be lacking when you're going out.
Right.
So, yeah, loading up on those.
Yeah. Any other tips?
I mean, we already talked about it, but just staying active.
Yeah.
Getting walks in, going for hikes, exploring, using your feet, not wheels. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And make it you don't have to spend a ton of time doing it. That's one thing. Make it maybe something that you all can do together where it's like you don't realize you're actually exercising, like going for a walk, hike, bike ride, whatever. There's so many things that you can actually do just to get some movement in and make you feel more accomplished while you're on vacation. And understand that it is beneficial. I think a lot of people just don't even think about that. Like they come back from vacation like, oh, I missed my workouts. Like I'm so bad, I failed. But they walked, 4 miles every day. Like, okay, you did great. Like if you walked 4 miles a day, like that is great. Like that's all you really need to do to maintain your level of fitness or health. Like you don't have to absolutely work out 5 days a week, So just kind of recognize everything that you're doing well on vacation and appreciate it and have fun. That's what I would say.
Taking the pressure off.
Right. Yeah. Take the pressure off yourself. But another quick note with that too is like the better you can stay on track 90% of the time, like when it's just a normal week, work week, stuff like that, the more I just look forward to vacations, holidays, all that stuff. So it's like the less guilty you'll feel. Like if I'm on track 90% of the year, I don't care if I have a dessert every single night on vacation. Like that's my time to enjoy it. But like Bethany said, once you get back on track. And then you're good to go until the next holiday or vacation. Don't continue the vacation. Right. So that's our tips. Anything else, you guys? Cool. Hopefully this helps. If anybody's got any vacations coming up, hopefully you can learn some stuff that will help you. Maybe look ahead and see where you're going, what's around you, if there's any gyms, any healthy restaurants, maybe a healthy grocery store, and kind of plan ahead a little bit with some snacks, what you're gonna have for breakfast, things like that to start your day. And see if you can't get some exercise in with the family. So until next time, make sure you stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trainer Talk. If you are ready to gain back control of your health and fitness, we would love to sit down and chat with you to see if we can put together a plan for you. All you have to do is head to taylorhutchinsonfitness.net and book a free consult. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully we'll see you soon.